Austrian campaign.
Napoleon was planning to cross the English Channel and invade Great Britain with 200,000 soldiers. He needed thousands of ships to cross the Channel. But he didn't have a strong navy. The British had the strongest navy in the world.
If I am the master of the English Channel for 6 hours, I am the master of the world.
But he was never the master of the Channel. At the end of summer 1805.
Well, forget about it. It's not a good plan.
He gave up the plan to invade Britain. Napoleon and his soldiers turned their backs on England and marched into Europe. They marched into Europe. Austria and Russia had allied with Great Britain. Why? To destroy Napoleon. Tens of thousands of Russian soldiers were marching forward. Why? To unite with their Austrian allies. Napoleon's soldiers were highly disciplined. They could walk 48 kilometers a day with 30 to 40 kilograms of equipment. They would walk 4 hours and then stop and rest, and then walk another 4 hours. These soldiers admired Napoleon. They thought he was one of them. He would ride 10 hours in one day. He would eat lunch on horseback. He would sleep a few hours. Then he would study reports and give orders.
Send 10,000 soldiers to Italy. Bring new horses.
Russian and Austrian allied army outnumbered Napoleon's Grand Army 2-1. The Allies were confident.
We have more soldiers than Napoleon.
They thought they could destroy Napoleon in the center of Europe. But there was a flaw in the Allied strategy. Their forces were widely dispersed across the continent. Napoleon saw the flaw.
That is a big mistake. They would be more dangerous if united. Now I can kill them one by one.
If he moved quickly, he could strike at the Austrians before the Russians arrived. If he didn't move quickly, the Russians would arrive before him, and the united army would destroy Napoleon. His army of 200,000 men marched 800 kilometers in 40 days. At the Battle of Ulm, the French forces encircled the Austrians, and the Austrian general Mack surrendered with 27,000 Austrian soldiers. The Austrian general Mack surrendered with 27,000 Austrian soldiers. Casualties and losses. One month later, Napoleon entered Vienna, the capital of the Austrian Empire. The Emperor Francis had fled.
I have destroyed the Austrian army by marching.
At the time of this great victory, Napoleon received some bad news. At the Battle of Trafalgar, the British Navy had destroyed the French Navy. The British Navy had destroyed the French Navy.